Descent into Darkness, a Call of Cthulhu campaign. Hello and welcome back to Deathwatch's Call of Cthulhu campaign, Descent into Darkness, Season 4, The Lost City of Pillars. This is episode 39, and I am Keeper Travis. We return to the temple beneath Irem as the clock strikes 1 a.m. As I had mentioned before, this place was not designed for humanity, as you take in your surroundings for no discernible reason. You imagine a dim planet with 3 pale points in the sky, 2 white and 1 red, instead of our one powerful sun. In this place, evolution ran an alternate course, one which created beings alien not only to Earth, but to a human way of existence. Their nourishment would be our death, and that habitat exists here, in the temple, working an insidious effect on the simple primates who have stumbled within its desecrated halls. Therefore, you will each be subjected to despair. But before we get to that, let's get an introduction from our investigators.
Golly gee.
I'm Brandon, playing Bartholomew Wentworth, and I am immune to despair.
You punch it in the face.
I'll punch despair.
I'm Chris. I played Charles Stanton, about to hopefully bag me a beastie.
I'm John, playing Joseph Thompson, and I've known despair once.
A couple times, here or there. All you gotta do is look at that character of his.
All right.
Yeah, then you too will know despair.
All right, so I think you guys avoided the possibility of despair because of your backgrounds this whole journey. There is the earthly despair, which is brought on by being away from humanity and deprived.
Or marital bliss.
Yeah, being at home for too long brings on the despair. But in here, as I said, not even bravado or real bravery can stop this from happening. Not even your meta-knowledge that this is a game and this doesn't exist can stop the despair from creeping in.
Well, wait. There is a way we can stop this, and I don't think you want to cross
true.
that if we're going
Come on.
meta.
You're going to despair for a few rounds at least. All right. So, with the exception of Mr. Stanton, who is out in his natural element and is not despairing at all, I just need a sanity roll to see if you guys begin to despair.
Success.
Well done.
Oh, I'm despairing.
So that's a...
I lied. I didn't roll it.
Oh, what? You just yelled success?
Yeah, and you fell for it.
You son of a gun.
You don't even know what you're doing.
That Brandon.
Failure.
So it's 1 point of sanity loss, and those who fail gain their choice of the following effect: confused or shaken. Confused imposes a -20 to your dex order in combat, or shaken is a penalty die on all your skill rolls, but it's removed if you're out of the situation that caused despair. So what do you think? Your choice.
I'll be shaken.
Think that confusion
Not stirred.
go well with my current madness.
All sanity is now beyond me.
Yeah, so it's just hard for you, Mr. Thompson, who, old Abdul Azred is talking, and you're having a tough time keeping track of it. You don't know if that's because of the despair or the intense pain you are suffering under, thanks to Professor Ahmed casting a spell on you. And you went with shaken?
Yeah, not stirred.
Right. All right, so let's see. Let's do a little investigator check here. Look at the survival report. I'll add a level of despair.
Did you want Matt Fay to roll?
I think he's already 2 levels into despair.
Oh.
But he's okay for now.
He doesn't grasp what's going on.
So it looks like I got 1 level of exhaustion and now 1 level of despair for Mr. Thompson. Mr. Thompson, were you taking cocaine on the regular? to avoid the effects of exhaustion.
I believe that I had started, a day or two ago.
Okay. Yeah, as long as you keep it up, as long as you stay on the horse, stay on the wagon, or off the wagon, you'll be okay.
As long as you never get on the wagon, you have no problems of falling off.
And Wentworth, you look like you had 2 levels of exhaustion and 1 level of despair. Were you taking cocaine?
No.
Okay. So let's look at your cumulative effects here real quick. So the despair is giving you being shaken gets you a penalty die. With the 2 levels of exhaustion, you have a double penalty basically on any skill, not characteristic.
Okay.
And you can't move very fast. You're just flagging energy-wise. All right. So with that out of the way, we can head into solving this insanity, this bout of madness, which we have 2 rounds left. We'll begin with Mr. Wentworth. And we had ended with Matvey asking what his name was, what Professor Ahmed's name was. You knew what his name was. But he says, yes, or I am Abdul as Azrad, he says. Then there's this sort of internal struggle where Abdul / the professor wilts into like a hunched and broken man that he was on your first introduction when you met him in the hut in Alafan. Mm-hmm. And he says, I'm sorry for bringing you all here. So very sorry, he says. And then he stands like erect again. And Abdul repeats himself. I am Abdul al-Azad. Azrad. Sorry, it's a hard one. Stumble on that one. Mm-hmm. And I did write Al-Azif as a warning of future events, not a tool to help bring them about. I paid the price for my foolishness with both a slow, torturous death and age-long existence as a restless spirit, while my body powers this vessel, just as the bodies of the builders do. You were brought here to witness he who will come again, and if you can, to stop those who would speed his return. Someone knew of this place, besides Professor Ahmed's call, Dr. Andrews or Lord Stourton. It matters not. Your arrival has been foretold long ago, and the arrival of those who worship him. So you're standing there, and there's a pause in the talking, but it would be your action if you want to take one, Mr. Wentworth.
No, I guess I'll inspect the altar.
Okay. As I mentioned last time, there's a disc-shaped depression in the altar at the base of this large dragon statue that whatever went in there is not currently there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it look like it would fit the disc of the...
Like that piece of obsidian you picked out up in the desert? No.
Okay.
It's a little bit bigger than that, you would think. Or I think they're close to the same size if I gave you that description. But that was a bit thicker, you think, than would go in there. But you can always try it.
No.
Just brush past whatever you're saying.
Let's try to bring this guy back to life here.
Let's get this party started. I ain't one for waiting around. It was a long trip out here. Don't want to make 2.
Yeah, no. So I'll look at like the rest of it, I don't know. See if there's like a drawer in it or something underneath it, or I don't know.
Well, the whole altar has that Aklo. I think at this point, Mr. Thompson had mentioned the other writing that he had not deciphered in the Liber Ivanis. It's all over the altar, but, it's a different language, so you can't pick it out, at least not in your currently perfectly sane state. So we'll move on to Matvey / Johan.
Oh.
So Johan, he has much more knowledge of the mythos than your average investigator. And if this is indeed Abdul al-Azrad, then he was born in Sana'a nearly 800 years ago. He was a poet of some renown before he became the mad Arab and delved into matters not intended for humans. He was supposed to have dwelt in Irem for years before he wrote his Al-Azif, later known as the Necronomicon. To say his understanding of forbidden knowledge is immense would be an understatement. Oh, to have him in your classroom. What an opportunity that would be. Through the expanded eyes, or expanded eye, of Matvey, you can see something ghostly attached to Professor Ahmed. Jellyfish-like apparition. These and more you know well, dwell on a phase just outside of normal human vision, part of what makes it so dangerous for one to expand one's understanding. But right now you're just, you posed that question through Matt Vey. You can continue to let him, Abdul, carry on, or if there's something Johann or Matt Vey would do, you're free to act.
I think Matt Vey is probably just dazed and confused on most stuff, sorry. And Johann, I think, would, oh man, like, first off, Johann, I think, might be worried that, oh man, what's his, Alazar or whatever his name is, could see him like he sees Alazar. So he might be worried about that, but I don't know, he might be thinking about coming forward and just taking over Matt Vey.
Okay.
And maybe seeing if he can strike up some sort of conversation with the
Well,
Matt
as
era.
I mentioned earlier, Matt Vey, for you, is a no-power rule vessel that Johann can jump into. He's not like the other ones. He's been compromised by Dr. Sala in this possession that takes place. It's actually, you understand in retrospect as Johann that this is sort of like the mechanism that that Corbett was using to like there's a conduit, like consciousness is a two-way door basically. It's not just something that's coming into us, it can also go out. So.
Yeah, so I think Johann will step into Matt Vey.
Okay.
And oh man, like it's one of those where I don't want to step on any of your toes. But you'll
I'll fold it in. I don't plot the ending so strictly. It's not where I plan to be exactly,
But yeah, he'll try to engage the Mad Arab in conversation.
Okay.
If only I could have a moment to pick your brain.
All right, we'll pause with your question there and move on to Mr. Thompson, who, you're in this blind world of pain. You notice something interesting, though. Your mind, which had become fragmented and clouded, has coalesced back together as a response to the intense physical suffering you're currently experiencing. It's almost like it's centered you in a way. The delusions and mad thoughts are lessening. You still feel them, but you can feel them also receding. At the same time, the intensity of this pain is picked up a little bit. And you think, so this blindness that you're affected by will last for 1d6 rounds if you want to roll that out. See how long it goes for.
3.
Okay, let me add that. Half a moment. Okay, and distantly you can hear Professor Ahmed, what he had said to begin with, although you're not really focused on it. And as he speaks of those who worship he who will come again, when that name sort of pierces through the pain, a passage from the Liber Ivanus is recalled to you, and that was, young one, the greatest trick of those that follow he who will come again is that they can be found where you least expect. But unfortunately, you're still so racked that you're incapacitated for this round. I was just giving you some of the details of what you might be hearing. So we'll move on, and you only have this round of madness left before you are good. To Curtis Cooper, who continues to weep silently or be hysterical because he starts giggling a little bit.
I think if it's cool, I'd like to change what I had said. It would have been more like maybe more of like a we could be allies type of thing, like he who should not be named is enemy of mine. Something like that, right? It's one of those where I honestly don't quite know enough of what's going on on either side.
Well, he regards you for a time, and as I've described many times, when Al-Azrad is the one who's forward in the personality, he has a tendency to use the ruined eye of Professor Ahmed's to look, so it's really a difficult gaze to discern. And he does sort of hear your questions, and he says, we can be allies if you do what I tell you to do. There's only one chance at stopping this from happening, and there's more than one man's lifetime to tell everything to you so that you understand it. So his followers, he gestures at the great statue, do not know of this temple. They might know of Irem, but they do not know of this temple. They also know of the Relie disc, and he gestures at that empty spot on the
dais, or
what did I call it? Altar.
Altar.
Yeah.
altar.
And the Rite of Awakening. If they learn of this place, they can speed his return, a thought that has not yet occurred to them. Although the time is nearly right to do so. You have come so far, you have tried so hard to do what is right, and made sacrifices along the way. Now I ask you to bring down this temple and yourselves with it.
No.
Know that your sacrifice will only delay his return by years, decades, or perhaps centuries. None but the stars can say for certain. Know that the destruction of this place will destroy a great library the likes of which the world has never seen. Know that you should, to a man, perish for only the small chance that no knowledge of this place leaves this city. And you say no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where's the library?
I cannot tell you. This place changes.
What if, because I like your plan,
Blowing up stuff is always a good plan.
except part of it. What if we could live and also stop them from bringing him? And if they're going to be coming here, then we can, wait for him to get here and then kill him.
They may already be here in this very room.
Oh, well, I hate to argue with you.
He says, I too was taken with the same hope that I could find a way, that I could convince the right people, that if I spoke the truth and only the truth, that they would hear it and do something about it. But that's how I became the Mad Arab.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm hearing you. So 2 minds are better than 1.
So if you want to find the library, you'll have to risk finding it yourself. As I say, this place changes. I haven't been able to figure out exactly how it changes or what causes it. I know there's some pattern that bears relationship. And he says a word that you don't know what it means, basically. It's like a noun you've not heard before. It has the sound of a different language. You're not sure. But he says it follows the same pattern as this noun that you never heard up to a certain point. And then beyond that, it's, human minds can't grasp it. And he says, but you must release your hope. It is a foolish human notion of redemption and salvation.
Well, be that as it may, it's the only one I have.
Well, I will help you as best as I can, but I don't know if it will be any help. Jackson Elias is in the background there. He was looking at the murals of, the earth in different phases while Abdul was speaking, and he produced like a paper map of the earth, and he was making little notes on it. Let me see how he does. You at? Well done.
Might need to shoot him.
His navigation is no threat to you.
This guy can
You
read
just
a
got a
map.
good roll. But when he hears this talk of, destroying the temple and yourselves, he shoots you a look like that's not happening, right?
Right.
Right, boss?
Yeah. No. But if you think it's important that we bring this place down, I'm open to that suggestion. I'm only open to suggestions in which the end result is that I live. So, or at least that I'm not guaranteed not to.
It may be helpful to do that. I actually don't even guarantee that my solution would solve what will occur. And as I said, he's coming one way or the other.
Yeah, they'll just dig it up if we blow it up.
And they just summon giant worms.
Now, what if we summon him and then we're in control?
I don't think it works that way.
If we summon him, he has to do what we say.
That's the great hubris of those who follow him, is they think that they can control.
Hey, I got greater hubris than any of them.
Well, if you wish to do such a foolish thing, then the means to do so lies within the library.
Okay. Well, I don't know that.
Actually, Mr. Thompson's carrying around a book that has the means to at least contact him.
I don't know that obviously I'm not going to do that, but we're going to have to come up with a different plan. So I'll wander off looking for the library.
For a different plan.
Yeah.
All right, so
As soon as Thompson's
okay, better.
not being so insane.
All right, we'll go back to the Matvey Vanya / Professor Johann. So through the open window of Matvey, we're actually in the vessel of Matvey now. Mueller, your attention is drawn almost against your will. You feel it's like some latent subconscious aspect of Matvey and his open third eye that looks to the star map of the Cillian Temple. And there, between the constellations of Libra and Hydra, a pattern of stars seems to burn brighter than the rest. Sathagua. He is there. You can see the shape of a frog in the stars there, some constellation. Of course, it's a failing of yours that I don't think you got deeply into astronomy.
Yeah.
How could you have never noticed it before? If Al Azred is correct that the stars are nearly right for he who will come again, could they also not be right for, or nearly right for, the sleeper of Inkai to wake from his sleep and remake the world? So it's sort of a question that comes into Johann's mind. But you see in the course of the conversation that Wentworth there has rejected the Abdul's advice to destroy yourselves in the temple. But basically you have an opportunity to interject if you would.
I'm going to figure, or Johann's going to figure that anyone that Dr. Andrews, well, the group of people that he rolled with when he was among the corporeal, if they plan on blowing something up, they're probably going to do it.
Right. There's no stopping that.
Yeah. And so the library, I think, becomes Johann's main thing.
And it does seem like Wentworth has indicated he's heading that way as soon as Thompson comes out of his fugue.
So my question would be, is there some way Johann, not being technically human, could potentially, and maybe even Matvey's third eye, you kind of use it as like a compass, like trick it,
navigate?
Maybe Johann can tap into that third eye and trick it away from Cthulhu and towards the library. Possibly.
We'll see. You'll have to. You were watching as he came through here, but it's a little different than being like in his. You get all these sensations of his experience now that you're fully forward. You know, like your body had been strengthened by Sathagua, your aged body, and so now you have a young man's body, and it's like a different sensation. So you're kind of coming to terms with that. So it may be possible to do that. We'll just have to see how effective it is as you go.
Okay. So yeah, like that'd be Johann's plan. Would be dang it, I'm gonna lose the accent. Yes, we should seek out the library. Trying to young it up a bit too. It's most valuable and important. We should head there immediately and then think about demolition.
All right, Mr. Thompson. The pain is ebbing. Your vision, which is still dark, can see clearly things that were hidden before. The archway portal is not dark, like you first mistook it to be, but gleaming white. And the great statue, which you first mistook for some dragon-like creature, because that is the only thing your mind could latch onto, now is revealed. The great being it represents has an aquatic quality, not that of a fish, but of the creatures from deeper places. In antiquity, man sailed the seas at great risk, and their maps were incomplete. At the borders they would write, "There be dragons here." Now those days are gone, and man imagines himself the ruler of the earth. Oh, but how dreadfully wrong we are, you think. The dragons are not beyond the edges of the map, but within, underneath, above, before you, depicted in this great statue, but content to sleep for now. And they will never be overcome, because that is not dead, which can lie eternal. You can see into the ancient murals of the earth, right? It's almost like you can envision the very jungles of man's origin, where they play and hunt amongst the trees not yet tainted by the experiments of the elder things that Ibon spoke of in the Liber Ivanus. Then from the sea he comes, capital H he, Like a mountain that moves, he strides onto the land, his hideous gaze starward. There is a great inhalation, and the low-hanging clouds around his terrible head are sucked into unseen breathing apparatus. Then the exhalation, and with it a purge of some inky fluid that rains down on early man. He wakes, and the world dies screaming. You turn to stone. You can't look away. Some half-remembered stanza from the Liber Ivanus enters your mind, and you shout the words into the temple, Cthulhu Fatagan! And the cosmos on the roof of the temple shakes and spins. Following that, your madness departs. It was like its last gasp. The great purging pain that Al-Azared bestowed upon you has restored your mind, and you feel whole-ish again. Go ahead and untick your indefinite insanity on your character sheet and hit the little refresh symbol by it. And through this experience, I've also updated your backstory in regards to your war buddy Jim. You are convinced that your use of the armor of the wheels, you had this impression that maybe you're junting this physical damage, this force, into like an alternate plane or something, but you now are certain that you jumped it forwards and backwards as well, and that the artillery shell that was meant to destroy Mr. Wentworth is what killed Jim back in the past. Now, that may or may not be true in a meta sense, right? But that's part of the corrupting effect of madness. If you roll on the bout of madness table your significant persons, then the keeper can go in and edit they can add stuff to it, whatever. And so that's what you have. You will remain convinced of this idea, perhaps only after a lot of psychotherapy or something like that. But you're now out of the madness and you can act. You are still blind for a couple more rounds, though. Save that you can see Cthulhu and the archway to Rillier.
I mean, that version of things that may be doesn't seem that appealing anymore. As I don't know if I want to necessarily die for him, but who was around me before? Wasn't there someone hanging out by me?
I originally stopped to check on him when he dropped as Matt Vey, but the conversation between Wentworth and the Mad Arab was more important to Johann, so I left him.
I assumed that you guys were staying in a, not like a tight group, but close together, just because it's a dark group. Place, right? So you're staying within the...
I'll tell Wentworth that this isn't going to make sense, but the blindness has given me sight that I didn't have before. As the portal is the portal is bright, and I can see things that were hidden. As
we don't need eyes, Wentworth.
I had heard him talking about the library as well, or was I still within the madness?
Yeah, I mean, you've caught details on it. Library, you understand, but you kind of spun off at the concept of he who comes again, right, into your greater understanding of it by the Liber Ivanus, and you sort of had a fever dream experience of Cthulhu's. One of his many times he's, been awake.
But I'm sure that I can find our way.
Well, so after he shouts that, then and he starts talking to me, I'll go over and support him, arm around him, and say, "All right, let's see if we can find this." But and then I'll nod for everybody to get close, and I'll
pull out some dynamite.
With all the exhaustion and the despair, it's just suddenly hit me that, man, Dr. Andrews just wanted me to find this place. He didn't want me to get invested. I don't have a mission. There's not an objective. This is way beyond me. So I'm going to tell him, let's see if we can find this library. Maybe there's something good there, but then it's time to go.
I agree.
I didn't come here to, stop gods from being rebirthed. And, I've had enough. We got
Give a
it out of
psychology roll. Same with Johan.
Very astute, Herr Wentworth. Excellent leadership.
here. No, it's not. I'm just.
This is a hard
saying.
success.
Was it psychology?
Yeah.
So I get
Well, this relies on being
Two-
able to see somebody's demeanor.
2 penalties,
But I'll give it to you. You have your third eye open currently.
right?
Yes, 2 penalties.
So what is that? 3 dice.
Oh, that's right. I'm not on
Success.
Dang, that's crazy.
verbose.
I should have been a psychologist.
So all of you can see that Professor Ahmed / Abdul Al-Azrad is seriously considering whether or not he has the look of murder in his face when he looks at Mr. Thompson. If you think of in the context of what has occurred, him concerned about those who worship Cthulhu being here already and him yelling out, Cthulhu Fataga! He wonders if he might solve an issue.
Yeah.
He's staying his hand at the moment, but you're seeing the consideration on his face, all of you.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that looks like to Thompson. I wonder.
It's like he can feel it or something. Murderous intent. So thick in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, you see this jellyfish almost like a parasite on Professor Ahmed in your blindness. It's a luminescent being, but it begins to flash sort of a jagged red, translucent red, and you know there's some sort of ill will directed at you.
Does he see Johan in this state too?
Give me a power roll, Mr. Thompson.
Well, success.
Yes, but no. You don't know that it's Johan, but you see another one of these parasites is attached to Matvey.
I'll just tell him that it makes sense now.
You'll tell Matvey?
Yeah.
Okay. This one may not. It may have a red appearance like it's going to kill you. I don't know. Probably not. It's more of an incidental thing, I think, in Johan's mind.
What would be like a color of like manipulation or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say there's something
Pink.
familiar about it. You don't know. It's like it's like trying to describe a color with only the sound of it or something. There's something familiar about the particular parasite on Matvey. You get a whiff of burning tire or something. That's a reminder.
Latakia.
But anyhow, yeah. So I guess it was. Your hope is that maybe you'll be able to find your way through this maze with your blindness, where you can see details, Mr. Thompson.
Yeah, 'cause that's what I imagine.
Okay. So, Curtis Cooper came out of his state at the same time, and he looks to you, Mr. Wentworth, and he's got these tears still fresh in his eyes, and he's like, I can't die here, Mr. Wentworth. I should really be getting home to Mom. Please, we don't need to see the library. We should just go.
No, I don't know that we could even be able to make it back. I think the only way out of here is through the library.
Okay.
You're going to have to stick with me, young man.
I agree wholeheartedly. The only way out of this situation is to seek deeper knowledge.
Yeah, so I'll tell him. Stiff upper lip.
And Abdul says, it is decided then, which way shall we go? So in this room, you basically had 2 passages, either the one that you came from or trying to continue on.
Yeah, it's up to Thompson. I would like start heading us towards the one that we didn't come in through.
Now, both
Up to the
Johan and Mr. Thompson may try to succeed at an extreme power roll to try to compass their way through here. And you'll have more opportunities of this.
Nope.
Oh, no. Oh, down to 12? Man,
14 luck.
'Cause I'll gladly burn some luck to make that an extreme success.
I don't know if you want me to spend Johann's or not.
No, he doesn't.
Technically have luck.
NPC, yeah.
Okay. So I must depend upon the kindness of others.
So Thompson's going to burn some for you.
Yeah, I'll burn some. What is that, 14?
Yeah, what is your luck?
It's at 53 right now.
Okay, yeah, yours is higher than mine.
So I think Matvey will walk, like this will be like a kind of our team working.
Yeah.
So Matvey will walk over and kind of lend an arm to Thompson.
Yeah, because he's very
or Thomas.
disabled when it comes to physical impediments, like you can't see them at all, basically.
And he'll say to him, like, we have worked together all this time, Herr Thompson. Now work with me a little bit longer, and we will find the library.
Now, I hadn't thought about it. Do you want his accent to come through Matt Vey?
It's Matt Vey's voice, but it's a different accent, yeah.
What say you, Mr. Thompson?
Of course. As like I said, it all makes sense now.
Here, have some of my luck.
Well, that might even tip it
I'll tell
for
him
Thompson.
that, as I know that we'll be able to find this together.
I agree, and it is that hope that will bring us through. Now follow me, or, well, let us lead the way.
So you think that the northern path will lead you to the library, but you pick up something in how you think this, some sort of insight into the builders, and that, even though in their murals it seemed like they consulted with Cthulhu, it seems that in the end, they ended up not liking him very much. He's not a good guy.
When you bring about a worldwide Holocaust that everyone will dance in the flames of, I guess it kind of happens.
So this place was built to protect perhaps this library and confuse. And even though you may be getting this reading now, it's possible that it won't be fixed in the future. But it's your best guess, because they're pretty uniform steel or not steel, but some type of metal and glass as you guys head off to the north here. 1 sec.
Such a wondrous city, do you not think so, Herr Thompson? These builders were genius, marvelous.
As I would definitely like to find their method of building, as I think that taking it back would be very lucrative as well.
I agree.
Imagine the vacuums I could sell.
I agree, Herr Thompson. You are a man of great foresight. Think of all the wondrous inventions we could make in the modern era. For some reason, I have the opening to Eternal Darkness in my head.
Right.
So, like, Thompson would be the guy that the demon would get to build the tower, the cathedral. Oh, it's like it's Darkman, Shadow Man.
Yeah.
We will build a wonderful cathedral to Pain.
Okay, so you guys leave the temple back into the 6 foot by 6 foot hallway with interspersed with these glass, or you think is glass, encased mummies of the builders. And you see a curious sight at the edge of your light as you're going down this hallway that will connect to the room that's going beyond. But you see like the darkness, but then like a gleaming flash every now and then. So it goes like whoo, 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 at the end of the hallway, right? Just like it'll be solid and then open, solid and then open. Whoo,
It's the wooden screen.
whoo, and then it stops. And the hallway is like you could continue forward. But that effect was soundless. There was no sound of anything grinding on anything,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what you see ahead of you.
It's like seeing bits of light on a train going through a
Right.
tunnel, that sort of thing. Okay.
It's amazing how it changes.
Nothing in this area is fixed.
It's like the cube. That's what's going on here. The cube
It's a good way to think of it.
moves around.
You guys should be able to move into the next area. I think I fixed all my light map. I don't think I made a mistake, honestly.
I was
I
trying
think
to...
you made a big
I think
mistake.
my updates, something happened.
You probably made the biggest mistake.
The biggest mistake of all time.
All right,
The
where's
shrine
Thompson?
to Nug
There
and
he is.
Yeb. Well, I've never really liked Nug and Yeb all too much.
The frog is so much better. They are the best. I think Thompson would agree.
What am I?
I don't know. He's been eyeing
Something
Cthulhu.
went wrong.
What went wrong?
Something unexpected occurred while rendering the tabletop.
Uh-oh.
Is that what it said?
Refresh the page to resolve the issue.
Oh, I see.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
I have one of the torches grouped up with Jackson, but you guys moved it. So when I was clicking him, it was like this big old box, right? All right. So you move forward into a new room, and I'll give you the description here to mull over, and then we'll jump over to Mr. Stanton and see how he fares. So here you find a large chamber that is unnaturally warm when you enter, especially for being as far below the earth as you are. An anomalous stench hangs heavy in the air. The odor is sickly sweet with an underlining rotting smell. Upon entering, Professor Ahmed Mikhail or Abdul says the following in Arabic, so for your ears only. He's like, Nug, and Yeb. The twin blasphemies born of Shub-Niggurath. Bastards they are, the identity of their father being in dispute. But some say Yog-Sothoth, others Nyarlathotep, and still others claim both. But like many things, there are only the slightest hints of truth in what man knows. So it is with Nug and Yeb. The floor of this shrine is covered by old, rotting pillows made of, it looks like silk, but it's rotted, right? And the pillows are crusted with a myriad of body fluids. Everything you can imagine. The domed ceiling is carved in a spiral pattern that kind of starts to look like it slowly spins when you look at it, but I won't have you forcefully look at it for too long. That'll be at your option. Just know that more knowledge lies at the other end of that. That's a code for something else. The walls to the left and the right of the chamber are covered in the Aklo script, and the only furnishings in this shrine, apart from the different colored silk pillows, are a raised dais at the rear of the chamber. The altar has been carved to appear as roaring flames. It looks like it's somehow carved from glass, and it's stained black with ancient bloodstains. This altar also seems to be the source of the unnatural heat of the shrine, as it is burning hot. On the back wall of the shrine are two large paintings of Nug and Yeb. Similar in appearance, they look like writhing masses composed both out of vaporous gases and solid matter. Eyes and mouths of many different shapes and sizes erratically dot the creature, and various limbs, terminating in claws and hooves, protrude at random from their swirling masses. Oddly, between the portraits of Nug and Yeb is the black and white yin-yang symbol common in the Orient.
And it's a painting?
No, it's in that, when I say painting, no, it's more like a code for a display.
Like a display,
Yeah. Okay, so by the powers invested in me as the keeper, I zoom our camera from inside this maze under Irem to miles across the desert, where Stanton is leading a line of camels laden down with newly acquired water on his way back to the encampment outside Irem, when he had just spotted a little flutter in the sandy path that had something underneath, signaling that all is not well. You think that, along with Malcolm Green's indication that these worms, might be a little bit more intelligent than your average beastie, that he has held something like a grudge and has come to collect. So you can give a natural world roll to start us out.
He's several miles to the east. Thompson went west.
Right.
Natural world. Normal, no penalty, or
let me see how you're sitting on your survival report. You have 2 levels of exhaustion. One is taken up by coke, so it appears that you may have a penalty.
Yeah, what is it? Just the combat skills that don't get him? All
right, combat, so it's just on your skill rolls.
Failure.
Okay, well, you know that whatever this thing is doing, it's clearly trying to impede your progress. You just don't know. It can't manifest quicksand out here.
Yeah.
That requires super saturated, dirt and sand.
Yeah.
And unless it can, flood the area underneath, it's not going to be that.
Oh, Stanton, if being just Stanton, he's figuring this is an ambush. Like, he's getting images back to when he was a youth, getting either leading people into back alleys or getting led into back alleys to essentially get jumped and robbed. Or,
well, in effect, it's the same feeling when you were going through these wadis much earlier in the desert when the Bedouin were a threat. You're in a very similar looking situation where you're down in a ravine. Now, let me set up things here. You have this grid is 5 yards a hex.
Okay.
So any of the lighter colored parts. If there's an unbroken section, you'd be able to ride your camel into it. So like if you were going down here, right? Like you could keep riding your camel. But if you get into the darker parts, that's something that has to be climbed, which the camel cannot do. So let's see. Let's set this up. So the only player investigator here is Mr. Stanton, but you guys can opt to control any NPC to aid Stanton in the battle if you wish. Thompson, do you have a preference, including the smiling cultist Malcolm Green?
Well, isn't he unarmed, though?
Yes. Right.
And bound?
But we don't. It'd be like an interesting, like almost a spy player mechanic because we don't know what he actually is working with.
Well, I thought about it, and I'm like, well, because there is like, say, a secret, but I think that the thing for tension is there's a space in what the viewer or the player sees and what the character knows, right? That's where it exists.
It's the same as like foreshadowing, right?
Right.
So like if you know that Charles Stanton has a gun under his armpit, like in a holster, he's armed, he's dangerous. When is the gun going to come into play? So like Malcolm Green has a secret.
Yes.
And you might even know what the secret is, but when is it going to come into effect?
Right.
Yeah.
So he is an option, but he is unarmed, and maybe being armed is preferable in this case rather than having a secret. So
I said I would shoot him if he arms himself, and I mean to, if it's the last thing I do.
But also we have Victor here, the camp cook. We have Abdel, or Anwar Abdel Wassa of the Bonnie Yam, decent shot. Ray Flanagan, machine gun and demolition expert. You could be a camel, I guess. And then Marco Ramiro, who is
what
often
secret does the camel have?
I was actually considering saying a camel. I'll do Marco Romero.
There's my suggestion for a Stanton phobia. If he gets caught up in madness, is the camels are more than they appear. something along those lines. The camels have a secret, and it's just not how they store water for the harsh traveling Wentworth.
Right. Should be in your somewhere over there, I think. Probably under. And just do a quick check that you can move the token around. I can't remember if I have to do that permission separately. And the layout's a little different because it's an NPC sheet, but if you keep scrolling down, you can see a more familiar list of skills. If you prefer to roll from those, they still work. All right, okay. Brandon, one of these NPCs strike your fancy?
Yeah, I'll be Anwar Abdel Wassa Bonnie Yam.
Okay.
Figured you would have been Flanagan, so you got the bard.
I don't want to curse.
You don't want to curse
his good luck.
Okay.
He's been doing pretty good.
So I picture we were just riding along, and I was asking Malcolm about his astronomy.
Right.
And so I think he's like kind of in my head, he's like in the middle of that.
Yeah.
And when Stanton noticed the sand up ahead shifting and the rumbles from our cliffhanger.
Yes.
So he'll hold up a hand to halt the caravan, and hopefully Mr. Green in the process as well.
All right. So Anwar is not a fully complete NPC. I was not pre-envisioned.
He's just a
came
gun.
in. But he has, some skills. But as you go, if you decide you want to, he has 2 40s and a 50 left in the quick fire character method. So as you go, if you want him to be better at climbing, you can slot a 50 in there or something. Just remember, you got 2 40s, 1 50.
Okay.
Otherwise, everything else is all.
I was immediately picturing malt liquor.
Yeah, same here. 2 40s.
2 40s.
All right. Old English.
2 40s and a 50 cal? Yeah, that sounds like a party to me.
You'll give him a 50 psychoanalysis so he can come back and help everybody when he gets back to
But it's like old world sage.
Right.
Sage wisdom, yeah.
All right, so we'll tick down. We'll start with Stanton here as you hold your hand up. Now, you don't know precisely where the worm is or what you suspect, is the worm. But here, let me draw a little FG. So you got kind of like across that stretch is where you saw this occurring. So you've given a silent command, and you hear the sound of the caravan, coming to a halt behind you. But most everybody here knows better to make noise when, you use a nonverbal command. They're just waiting.
Yeah, so Flanagan, Marco, find a suitable spot set up towards the northwest. That
Yeah, he's...
stretch of sand.
What do you think? Like...
Somewhere up in there. Or is that line? What is that line?
Where I saw movement. So yeah, like
Okay.
anything that you're kind of going to want to try
Get
to
up
cover.
there. Okay.
Let's
Yep. He will. He actually gets off his camel, and he's going to start moving up that direction. Once you get into those gray spots, it's basically it'll cost you double, if not perhaps a climb check. But that particular one won't. So Ray, I think, has enough movement. Same with Marco to get up there, but that'll be their action this turn.
Yeah, and I guess I'll finish my action for this turn with giving order to Victor to kind of stick with the caravan, spread it out slightly.
Okay.
But to remain here. Yeah.
All right, so he starts shouting back to, there's 5 Yemeni that came, herdsmen and whatnot. They've all been trained and still have their rifles. They're just looking about uncertainly. They're looking up, though, right? Like up at the tops of these rocky hills. But he's, telling them to disperse a little bit, spread out a little bit.
Oh, and I'll check the chamber in my gun. I'm going to figure it's loaded just because I'm like that, but just making sure.
Yeah, you're ready to go. So,
Mr. Green, I think you might want to stay with the camels and the Yemeni.
I think I'll do that. So he kind of guides his camel back with his camel stick, which brings us to Anwar. So let's give a little psychology breakdown for Anwar. He came with you guys on account of how you did at the village, when running out and killing everybody like madmen. But he has a deep mistrust of everybody, right? Yeah. So that's kind of where you're at. But you've now been, with this group for weeks, right? So you've seen that at the end of the day, at least, Stanton and Wentworth, you think, seem to operate the way a warrior does. There's some differences that you don't always agree with, but anyhow, you're free to act as you wish. You do see Victor sort of like telling you guys to, like, don't group up, get up there.
Oh, Wassa wasn't included in Victor's oversight because
Right.
he's...
Well, Victor wouldn't make the distinction between Wassa and the other Yemeni.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to move up to here,
Okay.
get some high ground.
So you have your move, whatever that is, times 5 in yards that you can go in one
Each
turn.
of these is 5 yards?
Yeah, if you get into these gray ones, then they have a double.
So 10.
So
that's
10, yeah.
5.
Cost you 10.
15. So 25. So I can get up here. Is this like a good bit higher than?
Yeah, you're probably, maybe it was gradual enough for you to just sort of run up, but you're
Okay.
ahead above everybody's that's down in the ravine at that point.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm on rocks.
Yeah.
All right. So that's where I'll go, and I'll get my rifle ready, my Mauser.
Okay, so you feel tremors in the earth, that rumbling sensation, difficult to pinpoint where, because it seems to rock the whole valley that you're in a little bit, and little bits of debris come cascading down from the upper paths and heights. And Victor, having gotten everybody situated, turns around and he has his rifle in ready position, but not really knowing where to point at this. He's just waiting for something, keeping one eye on Stanton and any further orders. Malcolm starts moving back with the other camels.
Can I hand him the reins or whatever to mine and hop down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll take it back, which brings us back to you, Stanton. So
All
you
right.
know it's moving.
Yeah, let's see. So you're saying any of that really sandy area is like easy to walk?
Yeah. Yeah, if the hex... If you're trying to get up high, it goes without conclusion that you're going to be spending extra movement.
I was meaning.
Yes, that would be just normal movement.
All right, and so this is also normal, or is that double?
Which one? Sorry.
The
Missed
different
it.
color one?
No, that one should be okay. That's just sort of like, where it's washed out a little differently.
All right. So I will maybe go pick up a rock or something. No, screw that. I'll keep my gun ready and I'll start walking this way. What is it? Movement times 5, you said?
Yes. In yards.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20 yards. I think I'm a 6, so 30. That should do it. So yeah, I'll move up to there and I'll just wait. I'll ready, see if anything pops up. If not, I'll keep going on my next turn.
So, Anwar, give me a spot hidden up from your vantage point there. Remember, if you need to plug that skill in with either a 40 or a 50, you can do so, or you can stay at his base. 9.
Failure.
Okay. So, yeah, you still don't know to what you should be looking. The inclination, again, is to look up, because that's where you would lead an ambush,
Right.
But he is just walking forward, and you can see he has his eyes more on the ground, right, or more towards the ground, which is sort of curious. Let me see. What you were playing, Marco, John? Is that right?
Yep.
Go ahead and give his spot hidden roll for me. No?
I'm going to get 8.
It's right underneath you.
Yeah, Marco and Flanagan both know the drill. If anything happens to me, they are to light up the whatever it was that killed. Well,
and
no,
then
whatever
kill
killed me.
That would be funny. That's it, boys. Kill all the
Light
many
up the
and
rest of the
camels.
group.
I figure that there is something like that if like Wentworth had betrayed or
Yeah.
like done violence against me, where they would have had
Right.
orders to then just
take them all down.
yeah.
In this case, Ray spends his turn getting the bar prepared to fire, which it's not like the Vickers can take a couple of rounds. This one, he's pretty much ready to go by the end of it, and Marco's looking around spotting. He is keeping his eyes on you because you're signaling that whatever's happening, it's not happening from above. And he has seen the worm. Same with you, Anwar. I suppose you actually wouldn't be that confused now that I think about it. I'm thinking of like Victor's and the Yemeni's viewpoint, because you saw it, that it's going to be down there. So they get prepped up. So Marco, you sort of act as his spotter usually, but you also have the rifle, and since he's using that bar, he doesn't really need you to spot the same way. It's not the same sensation as firing a Vickers, where Ray can lose all sight of the enemy behind the barrel of that gun. The bar is a little easier to control. But since you failed your spot, you don't really see anything. The Yemeni, keep kind of moving out of the center, closer to the rocky parts with the camels. And Anwar, is there an action you wanted to take, or
No, I'll
just wait for something to appear?
Yeah, I'll just wait.
All right, so you hear a quiet, like almost a drum beat, but coming from the earth, like a thunk, 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 thunk. And then you like it gets immense, like an earthquake level, you think, and that causes some chaos in these rocky hills, and bigger rocks start raining down into this center area. So we will resolve that with first a luck roll for each of you. Well, we'll just do Stanton's luck. You guys don't have luck being NPCs.
Hard success.
All right.
You see, my time on the road, I've developed the luck of the devil, one might say.
So these big boulders like jump over your head, Anwar, like they careen off a higher rock and land into the middle of it. And but by some miracle, nobody struck down in the ravine.
I didn't throw that.
This time, anyways.
So it's spitting rocks at us?
It caused like a seismic event,
Oh, okay,
basically, and it was allowing the earth to behave as it does after that. Okay, Victor's got his eye on you. A little worried after dodging a head-sized rock that came to land just behind him. Malcolm's... Okay, so he starts moving up where he looks a little afraid, but he starts moving kind of up towards Ray. It doesn't look like he's like full-on running, he just doesn't want to be down in here if more rocks come down. But just so you're aware, Mr. Stanton, everybody else. Which brings us back to your move, Stanton.
All right, I'll fish in my pocket, or my pouch, and I'll pull out a stick of dynamite,
Okay.
give a couple puffs on my cheroot, make sure it's going. If not, I'll light that, and then I'll continue forward, kind of going slow. Do you want me to stealth or anything to just... I don't really know what I'd be stealthing against, but yeah, I'm just moving slow, moving cautious.
Keeping your eye on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you can give another spot as you draw closer to this.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'll take another one from Marco and Anwar from their vantage point. Spot.
Hard success.
Hard success.
Okay, so you both see it. It's sort of not directly in the path he's walking to, but you see basically what looks like drainage underneath the patch of sand there. Like it's just slowly drawing down into a pocket here. And both of you know by various ways that'll have something like stepping into a silo, where if it can exit out, this thing has dug a hole somewhere down where the sand can drain slowly, but it'll kind of aerate that sand above. So if he steps into it, it'll act like quicksand, just, won't be wet.
Right.
He can get sucked into it. So
Is there any type of warning signal that you have for us?
Marco probably has a bunch of different simple ones he could do.
I'll just shout.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give voice to the warning.
Mind the gap.
Was a sinkhole ahead.
all right, Ray is fully set up and ready to fire. What did you want to do, Marco, after you shout or give the signal?
It was already that infield. Or what else do I have? Is it just that?
Oh, let's see. On an NPC sheet, it'll be listed in the attacks. I imagine you have a knife and a sidearm too.
Yeah, and I think most of
ready my knife.
Were outfitted with some whatever their favorite form of anti-personnel grenade was, because I usually pull soldiers from all around the world. So
what size of knife do you have? A large knife?
It was
A machete?
70-foot knife. That was already that Lee Enfield, though.
Okay. Hold on a sec here.
I was aiming at Malcolm Green since he's trying to stock up behind us.
yeah, I mean, that would be part of your job description, is to make sure Flanagan is able to keep shooting no matter what.
Ooh, 50% duds on these guys. But we'll throw some in there in case you want to start chucking grenades around. What is base throw, 25?
I believe so, yeah. I think we figured that out for Dino.
20.
20. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, you got a couple of, your World War I grenades there at your belt, or however you might keep them, in a pouch maybe. But you have that Lee Enfield ready. So you're basically holding it. You can act after any, point or as a response to any point you wish. Not quite as strict as D&D held action.
Okay.
All right, Anwar. He heeded your warning, it seems like. This walk stops for nothing.
Well, I stopped before they warned me, so now, being a stubborn mule, I'm going to have to keep going.
Jump into it.
Silos mean nothing to me. They explode all the time.
Yeah, I'll stay here and keep my rifle ready.
Okay. All right, so you feel more tremors go throughout the area, not enough to knock anything but loose pebbles further down, and then the rock near to you, Marco and Ray, erupts in a shower of, burst stone as this worm-like creature comes out of the earth. It's lesser writhing tentacles threatening you. Now, you guys have already lost sanity to this thing for the day, so it's just regularly alarming.
Regularly horrifying.
But we got all the noobs around.
Yeah, but Victor, on the other hand, has not, or the Yemeni, so let me check them real quick, and then we'll get back to the turn order.
How do animals react to the Eldritch?
I don't know.
Other than like cats, right? They would be special.
Yeah, I'm going to go by the general rule that seems to be the lower your intelligence, the safer you are.
Yeah,
So I
that
think
makes
it'd be like
sense.
a normal fear response.
So
Or maybe an anger if it's like a
maybe
predator.
that's what I need to do. That's the camel's secret. I need to adopt the mentality
Of a camel.
of a beast of burden, of a pack animal.
All right, so-
Isn't camel one of those ones whose first instinct is to attack rather than run
It
away?
might be. They might have that. Okay, so Victor passed. There's still some loss associated
Dude.
with that. Let me put that on the map.
How is he so sane? Being a cook
He's
is
just
good.
a cook. Yeah. So for a past, it's a 1d3 loss
Does this count as a second encounter?
for you.
Yeah, or for everyone applicable.
Yeah, you just until we get the game day pass, I won't make you like roll it again.
Okay.
So you've already took the hit for today.
I was just wondering if there was like, because what was it? I thought the like resistance it has like tick ups.
Yeah, it does.
So
yeah.
I'd have to wait for the next day to
Yeah.
get the tick up. Okay.
I just don't. They leave it kind of open. Some of them they say you can have every instant. So like if a group of like 6 deep ones come out, you roll Sandlot. If you want to be that punishing, I don't really want you guys to be insane the whole time. Like
Yeah.
1 or 2 characters is enough, I think, to interject what you need.
I think I would do that in limited scenarios. Do you remember where they called the slad or whatever from
Yeah,
D&D,
right.
where
Like
there's
some sort of
they're like chaotic aberrations or something? Yeah, where there's each one is so distinctly chaotic that it would cause its own.
So he loses a point. Now, Victor is actually in a state, much of Stanton Inc. actually had a level of despair due to the fact that it seemed like for a while you guys were specifically being, members fell by the wayside.
Oh yeah,
Ibrahim, and there was this kind of, you were doing all the fighting while you're helping all these helpless people to the desert. All right, so then let's check on the Yemeni.
Maybe we should have just had a game day where we sent some of the Yemeni off into the distance or something
Yeah.
and let some of my men shoot at them.
Failed. They're pretty good sanity, though.
No, they did.
Now they lose 16,
Dude.
which is a bout of madness. But I only do, we'll see how many actually failed. Only 1 goes really insane. Violence.
For 7 rounds, he succeeded pretty good at that one.
Yeah, okay.
Was it 1d10?
For what?
The rounds
Oh,
count?
I should see, yeah. I
Yeah,
should see if he's not intelligent enough to actually have the bout of madness. Nope, he is. Why has he got an 80? Oh, I think this are also used for Stanton's men sometimes too. I guess he could be just as intelligent. Okay, so Victor,
Yeah, because it would be education.
right, would be the one that
Yeah.
they like formal education. All right, so Victor, shrugs it off. He sees all sorts of culinary
Needs to go
opportunities
on to the-
cascade in his head if they can kill this thing. And he
Ooh, deep worm sashimi? Just
Yeah.
raw?
And in fact, everybody who was just standing around with their rifle ready can now take a shot. Just remember that you have the penalty associated because this thing comes up right by Marco and Ray. So there is the chance that you could hit them, but also remember this thing's big enough that you get a bonus. So you're basically at the regular
Well,
accounting for range, of course. So we'll go down. I think Stanton was doing that. You were ready with your rifle there, so we'll go with your shot first.
they do the same for me. All right, so penalty, but bonuses?
Yeah, and you don't have a
So
penalty.
normal?
Normal, yeah.
All right. Extreme.
Unbelievable. How does he do it?
And I won't be able to work the bolt because my other hand has the dynamite in it. So Goo.
Okay.
Choose side -1.
So then we'll do Anwar. You were down there in a good position with your rifle to the ready. All you have to do is just move it a little bit to the right where Ray and Marco were up on the ledge setting
Bet
up
you-
with the machine gun.
Bet you can't one-up me, Brandon. I bet you can't roll a critical.
Unbelievable.
I did.
You
I
guys-
knew it.
this is-
I knew it. You see that?
Unbelievable.
Oh, man. That worked so good. Huh?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And then we'll go with Marco. This
bet
thing's
you-
right in front of you.
I don't know how you do it, but I bet you can't one-up Brandon.
So you get a further
What's-
bonus for being point blank.
Oh, what's higher than a critical? I don't know.
Yeah, right. Just
Maybe a
Something
really
with higher
spectacular fumble,
Guess you just got to do a spectacular fumble, yeah.
which would be hitting the crates of dynamite.
What is the
we have.
number of dice I use then? 2?
Well, you got 2 bonuses, 1 for size. You are not firing into a melee situation, so you just have the 2 bonus die.
So 3 dice.
Nice.
Unbelievable.
Well,
Can't
gentlemen,
believe this.
this is how you treat a boss in Stanton Inc. or Stanton Expeditions.
So it's kind of like the scene when the trimmer comes underneath into what's his name's garage,
Yeah, Bert.
and you guys just start blasting its shiny corpulent body, and you're getting like goo flying everywhere. And your shot in particular, because when it comes up out of the ground, all the little grabbers come out, of which there are 1d8. But since this thing's been subjected to 2 criticals. Only like you shoot one off like in the act because you're critical, so only 1 emerges out. It's still there, and it so that's we'll do all our. Let's see what Victor can do. Okay, he's not that good of a shot, but
Well, yeah, he's the cook. He's probably better with a knife.
So just normal.
Apparently he is.
31.
Dude, 31. What's going on? What is he shooting?
He's got a Lee Enfield. How come he's doing 31
Yeah.
I just rolled low.
and Romero is only okay? So it's not set then. Extreme damage.
I think your guys's wasn't. Yours might not be set up properly when I dragged it and dropped it, but
Well, mine still hit for 25 on my extreme.
no, I think yours is right. But theirs just do their max damage. So you would have done 16 plus the 9 that you rolled, right?
Okay.
So
And so
and then
25.
John would have
done 16
26.
plus 10. Yeah. So
Okay, that makes more sense.
yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't realize it was doing that. So let's see. Let's add
It's another
minus
19
9.
damage.
and a minus 10, and then
No.
yours is right. So he has a 5 armor, so it's another minus 26. Oh my god!
Well, we had like 4 rounds to be ready, so
Right.
everybody was.
And he luck rolled out of a bunch of people getting their heads bashed in, because even a regular would be like a camel and chance for one of you guys to dodge. All right, so yeah, you blast this worm into smithereens, and it, like it rears up and just all this goo everywhere, and it's like thrashes around half in and out of its hole, and then falls over this way, apparently dead. Although you see like like something like pulsating on the side of it, but it doesn't appear to be moving anymore. I can't believe that. This is why I don't do boss battles. That's
It's the
impossible.
vampire all over again,
It's
huh?
That is
impossible.
crazy that everybody got. Yeah.
You're sitting right now, Travis in his mind palace is sitting in a sweltering living room with no furniture, and he's like, and the vampire emerges from its
And
coffin,
they cower. The players cower.
and then all those criticals, which we couldn't have done because it's undead. We know that now,
Right.
but we didn't then.
Yeah.
Everyone criticaled the vampire to death.
But in case it's not clear, it was 3 shots that impaled. 1 that impaled and was also a critical. And the sandworm is apparently no more.
That was a lot of damage it was able to take, actually.
Yeah.
This is an
that would have
extreme
been a pretty
set of circumstances.
crazy fight.
Yeah, it had a 5, natural armor, which it was deducting from every, every instance of the damage coming in.
This is Stanton does have an urge to see if the thing has a heart, so he can take a bite out of it and offer that heart to every person that partook in that hunt.
I'll
Whether or
when you
not-
come up, I'll point out the pulsing part on the side there. So maybe it's that.
Oh yeah, Marco would definitely know that that's something Stanton does.
Yeah.
You take that bite out of whatever it is you hunt, no matter what it is.
Well, let's set the scene then. Stanton, had walked ahead a ways, but now he's come back, inspecting this kill as he does so. Marco, you know what he's after, and so you and Ray just kind of went at ease, and you're standing like a few paces away from it, maybe a few steps back in case it has some sort of, like death throws or something.
Yeah, I'll work the bolt, and I'll put another round in it just in case, see if it twitches. do you want damage or anything, or just...
Okay, you can go ahead and roll it out if you want. It'll probably be another critical or something like that.
Or a fumble.
Right. You shoot Ray in the head.
Okay, so just 11 more?
Okay, yeah, another shot in it. That there's still some sort of nervous system activity. I mean, you've seen it in countless dead creatures, some sort of, firing in the nervous system still going, but it doesn't seem to be thrashing in any way that will be apparently harmful. Now, Malcolm Green had started to clamber up there to where Ray was, mistakenly thinking there wouldn't be a worm there, but it emerged. And so he was sitting there, and his face has like goo on it. And he like looks at you like when you walk up and he's like, "Who are you guys?" I think Malcolm made a huge mistake.
I'm the man who's going to kill your boss.
I'm inclined to believe it now.
And then Stanton will put the dynamite in his belt and pull out his knife.
Okay.
And he'll stab into that pulsating area. And he'll look at Marco and Flanagan, like, just in case, because we don't know what we're cutting open here.
Malcolm will say, "Caution, friend. I don't know what's inside that thing. It could release a vaporous
smaller worm.
poison."
Yeah, I think larva. Well, we're about to find out, Mr. Green. And he'll start seeing if he can cut it. He suspects the skin might even be, he's not sure what he's dealing with.
Right, yeah. It is difficult work with just your knife. Now, you can get through it. Its hide would be, because like an elephant would have, armor in this technically, right? Its hide would be tougher than that of an elephant, but with, consistent pressure, you can still cut through it. It'll just be some work,
Yeah. Well, no, Victor needs to get an opportunity to partake in this too. But yeah, while I'm doing that, I'll, Victor, get the camels ready to go. We got to get that water back to camp. And I don't want to stay up more than I have to. Today's been exhausting. What?
I forgot about the violent Yemeni. We should pay attention to him. So let's see. What shall the violent
calm
Yemeni...
that savage down.
Yeah, he started throwing shots, basically trying to make a mad break away. But he's, locked in a combat with his fellow Yemeni. They've got him, but he's like punching up at him. So that's going on in the background, right?
I picture he's probably like biting and kicking too, just
all
like
kinds of feral behavior. Anyhow, so you're cutting into this thing, and its physiology is confusing to somebody who's cut open so many.
Well, I figure it's a worm.
Different animals, yeah.
Not quite expecting to find a heart, but you never know. It's always worth a shot.
In fact, it has sort of an interesting thing where the deeper you get into it, the more difficult it becomes. There was like almost a fatty layer where the cutting was nice and easy, but then you get into like muscle tissue, and then eventually your knife it sounds like it's hitting something that's like mineral, like rock or something hard, and you would need something more to get through it.
Like those sand beings.
But when you're able to like peel away the fat and this muscle tissue, that's exactly sort of what it looks like, some sort of crystalline structure in the interior of this, like a skeleton perhaps. You're not sure.
Looks like it'll be hard eating, boys. Bug all.
And it doesn't smell great either, I should say.
And no one does this long out in the desert.
Well, what are you going to do with it?
Leave it for the vultures.
There is one thing that could be a trophy, is the lesser tentacle likes that came out of the opening at the end that emerged from the earth. There's one that's intact, that's just lying there limp. The other two have been shot off by crack shots, Thompson and Anwar.
Quack shots?
Quack shots.
Yeah, because we're going.
Right.
But it looks like we'll have a trophy to hang up back in the back at base. And I'll go lop off a tentacle.
All right.
I'll still think about dynamiting it just because. And then, mount up. Mr. Green, you're up in the front with me, if you're able to ride. If not, you can go behind the rock and cry or whatever it is you do.
No, he doesn't look emotional at all. He just looks like dumbfounded, poleaxed by the situation, right? It's more of like you think he's disappointed that you guys actually killed it. He was hoping for maybe some chaos here.
Mr. Green, there is no one more disappointed than myself. But one day, we'll all have satisfaction.
All right. So yeah, you guys you get mounted up. You got all of the water, the 20 barrels with, like 400 liters, or I can't remember exactly, but they're about 400 pounds each. Some more dynamite, and you make your way, as you remember, was about an hour or two from Malcolm's encampment back to your guys' own encampment. And so you arrive, well into the night, like maybe approaching 2 a.m.
It's probably what we're used to, though. Yeah. Because we switched to graveyard.
Right. Yeah, so you're kind of like you might have stopped for a minute and had a light lunch or something.
I'll drink some of that nice water we got. I'll have the tentacle wrapped around like the pommel of my, was it couch? Is that what they're called? Or whatever the saddles are for camels?
Yeah, the shaddad, I think. Something like that. Yeah, the little box.
The shaddad.
Yeah. And when you arrive into Irem, you can see this poleaxed expression that Malcolm had is replaced by, one of pure ecstasy and revelation. He's like, I'm here. I'm finally here. Thank you, Mr. Stanton.
You're welcome. I kept my end of the bargain. I hope you keep yours in the long run.
He just inclines his head, preferring not to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But you're soon accosted by Nigel. Well, not really accosted. He just comes out to greet you. And he's like, well, went well, I guess. Yes.
Well, we got the water and a trophy, and I'll toss the tentacle.
Should I I'll make him do a lesser sand roll. Nigel, where are you? Oh, he's been taking some chips to the old sanity. So that's a fail.
Oh, no. Why'd you do this to him, Brandon?
Let's see. We'll do a 0 and the low end of the sandworm, so a 1d3, because you might be able to explain just a tentacle away as something terrestrial.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes 1 point, and he just stands there, like he catches it, but only just so, and he stands there like...
Instead of suckers, it has faces that...
It's like, ooh, what is this?
Sandworm tentacle. It was accosting us when we went to take care of that enemy encampment to the east, I believe.
Well, I can see you are just having quite the holiday, Mr. Stanton.
I sent Wentworth and Thompson ahead of me.
Yes, that's what I've come to talk with you about. They've gone down the well, against my advice, I might say, and I said that if you didn't return, I was going to take the rest of us and leave if they weren't here by sunup. So that's where we stand. If you didn't return, Mr. Stanton, I know better than to step out of my place. But one other development has occurred. They went down there, and Dr. Francis Morgan put together a rescue crew against my advice to go after them. So they've gone down there too. Him and some of the Yemeni and Bandar.
And none have returned.
None have returned, but they've been down there 3 hours for Mr. Wentworth and only just an hour for Dr. Francis Morgan and Bandar.
Well, isn't that more the pity? It's not part of my contract to go in after them. But...
So, shall we depart at sunup then?
Man after my own heart. Yes, make preparations to depart. I'll be heading down. I'll leave my navigator with you. If sunup comes and none of us are back, you know what to do. Victor, see that those Yemeni savages water the camels. Nigel will be needing them. Marco, Flanagan, was it Wassa? You're with me, Nigel, so are you. I was like, no, you'll be leaving. Take care of Francesco. See that he gets back to civilization. Anyway, you lot, grab some dynamite. we have more than enough now. Oh, Mr. Green, I take it you might want to accompany me?
Yes,
Excellent.
if I may.
More the merrier, and in fact, I'll even waive you being armed if you wish to procure a rifle.
Well, in one way, it would make me feel better, especially after your display. I think I will take you up on that.
Very
so let me
good.
get this right. We're going to do Charles, Ray, Marco, Anwar, and Mr. Green for this group going down.
Yep.
Okay.
I would take a couple Yemeni for trap purposes, but it would only be if we had some to spare.
Well, you have some. 5 went down.
Okay.
5 went out with you. And so with those 5 that came back, you still have I think there are 11 Yemeni in there. And Anwar going with you will go a ways to convince them to as well, or he can help if they have any trepidation about it. But the ones that were left in the encampment that didn't see a sandworm, they're okay with they just think they're going to be doing something, right?
I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down fairly light.
Okay.
And try to move.
Group.
Yeah.
Quick.
All right. Mr. Green, you're going to have to forgive me because we won't be going on a sightseeing tour. I know how you, would egghead be an appropriate term for this era? I know how you smart guys like to go down there and start poking around, but we are going to be pressed for time because the caravan will be leaving in the morning, so I hope you understand, unless you want to remain here.
No. I'll take the chance to see what I can see.
Very well.
All right, so let's get back over to the prime group, the first group, Mr. Thompson and Mr. Wentworth, who have traveled into this new area, according to Abdul, the shrine to Nug and Yeb, and he had rattled off some, I don't know what you'd call it, like a lineage, you think, but it was all names you didn't know, and you were one of the few people there who could understand it.
Yeah.
What he was saying.
Even then, I didn't understand half of what he said.
It was more like, like the thing that Indiana Jones does when he sees something and he's like talking to himself about it. So it's incidental whether or not anybody heard. You just happen to be near enough and one who understands Arabic to pick it up. Maybe you do, Thompson. I can't remember. Are you? Did you understand Arabic?
No.
Can I get
Because
Johan
Wentworth spoke
okay.
Arabic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can Johan Cthulhu Mythos to pick up the various names that was said?
Go ahead and roll it out.
Oh, close, but no.
So close. Well, you do know Yog Sothoth, right? You don't know much. He's associated. Often he'll be referred to as the key and the gate. But it's part of the mystery you've been unraveling. You know something about it because you've been trying to search for these alternate ways to bring, Sithagua back forward, right? Since those bloody investigators, pushed him deeper into the dream, you think.
Yeah, so I guess Johan, thinking he's still sly, will kind of, what is it of the key in the gate that you speak of?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, wait, did you speak Arabic? Did you hear it?
No,
No.
but the mythos was for the names.
For your own
so
thing,
he heard
Right, okay.
Sithagua, Narthrotep, but he just knows of Sithagua.
Okay, so Professor Ahmed or / Abdul Al-Hazred says, well, that's just what I've come to understand. Let me roll his thing. Maybe he can give you some insight here. Oh, dang. Professor Ahmed, Abdul, he has all your answers.
Your intellect, Herr Abdul, give it to me.
Well, they are lesser than he who will come again, but this place has temples to them all of the old ones. And Yog-Sothoth, the key and the gate, he's critical to their return.
I see.
Which, like the constellation you saw on the star map, the run-on thought is like if there's a temple to Nug and Yeb, and there's a temple to all the old ones here, then somewhere below here is a temple to Sithagua.
All of them, you say?
Yes, although I have not walked all the halls of this place, it's dangerous to do so, both living and dead. I've seen most of them that I know of.
I'll lean over to Thompson, who is like kind of leaning on me. Perhaps even one of Sithagua, Herr Thompson. What a sight that would be.
The audio cut out. I didn't catch any of that.
Even the part where Travis is explaining the temples that are here. Or just
No, I
my
heard
part?
the temples. It was when you were leaning over to me, or you were talking to me.
All right, so Matt Vey will lean over kind of to you, and he'll kind of in a lower voice say, "There might even be a temple to Cthulhu. What a sight that would be, Herr Thompson."
He points to all the. Or go ahead, Thompson.
Did I say that right?
There should be, if there's one for all of them, but with this ever changing, I think that it would take a long time to find.
I agree. Perhaps one could will it, much like we will the path to the library. Manifest it.
Abdul points to the inscriptions that are carved around, like underneath the dome ceiling, where there's a spiral pattern, which, as I said, you can stare into it if you want to. But so there's all this Aklo, and he says the black litanies of Nug and Yeb. Not important for our purposes, I don't think, but there they are.
I'll continue talking to Thompson in a low voice, and I'll say, you see, much like the stars will soon be right for this unnamed hunter of the sea, or whatever. I forget what you call it, he who shall not be named.
Yes.
Much like for he who shall not be named, the Hogwarts stars will soon come into alignment, or perhaps already are, Herr Thompson. Could you imagine?
I had seen the star patterns in the other room, right?
Yeah. This one has more it has a spiral that at first doesn't look like it's moving, but it has that sort of just lingering on it for a moment. It draws your eyes, and it gets that illusion of movement. But there is something uncomfortable to your humanity to stare at it for now. But we'll close on this, and that's that Abdul points to the various ways. There's one more way or you have two options besides the way you came to leave there. And he simply says, "Shall we continue?" And that's where we'll stop playing for today. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Freaking, that thing had a 5 hit point round regeneration, every round, right?
Oh, damn.
So it all had to do. This has been a Deathwatch production. Thank you for listening.